It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by Stanley Law Offices, our good friend Brian Comboy of Mass Mutual in New York State, and Chick-fil-A of Cicero and Clay. If you're in and around Central New York, make sure you stop by Chick-fil-A for a great meal for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Chick-fil-A of Cicero and Clay is a proud ML Sports Platter sponsor. I just wanted to kind of highlight a few things going around Major League Baseball a little bit, division leaders, kind of getting a read as we're about 30 or so games into this season. First things first, American League East, obviously the Yankees at 20-8. They do have a different dimension. They do have a different look of this team right now. When you look at the starting pitching, it's been dominant. The bullpen has been mostly dominant, and they have an ability to win late in games, walk-off fashion, timely hitting, and better defense, and they're running the bases. I mean, there are some anti-analytics things that Brian Cashman's group, they are doing those things, and it's encouraging so far. I'm not sold all the way with this team yet, but there is a different look to them this year than last year, and certainly Nestor Cortez has been great. Cole's coming on lately. Tyone Severino, have both been pretty good. So we'll see what happens with the Yankees moving forward. But this is a really good start to the season at 20-8. They've actually surprised me out of the gate here. We know that the top three guys, LeMahieu, Judge, and Rizzo, those are the guys who, the Yankees are going to need to produce from the beginning until the end. You can make an argument that Michael King and Clay Holmes are like the MVPs of the team right now. But they've gotten just great starting pitching. Again, Cortez, Cole, Tyone, Severino, Jordan Montgomery, King and Holmes and company in the bullpen, and then that timely hitting, better defensively. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa coming over. I mean, he's played a very good shortstop. He's hitting almost 300. They're better defensively across the board. Can they figure out Joey Gallo? Can they figure out Aaron Hicks, etc.? But it'll be all those things that I mentioned. You need starting pitch. You need an ace starting pitching, of course, timely hitting, and a bullpen to win a World Series. 30 games in or so, the Yankees look like they've got all of those things. But again, we are here in the middle of May. Elsewhere in the American League East, Tampa Bay 3 games back. Again, lacking some pitching there and lacking some pop in the order, but still a pretty good team. 18-12, the Rays are still a very good team. Toronto at 17-13, they've come back a little bit here. Baltimore and Boston right now are completely irrelevant. Minnesota leads the Central by 3 over Cleveland. 3.5 better than the White Sox, and the Royals and Tigers are going to be irrelevant basically all season long. Angels lead the AL West a game ahead of Houston, 6.5 ahead of Seattle, 7 better than Texas, and 8 better than Oakland. And a lot of it has to do with the 1-2 punch of Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout. How about those guys? Trout, Ohtani go back-to-back last night, and then later in the game, Ohtani hits a grand slam. Terrific stuff out of the Angels so far. Again, if they can stay healthy, they're getting really solid pitching right now, which has been something that's been lacking big time there. Syndergaard stayed healthy so far. So if you're an Angels fan, you got to be excited. But again, you got to kind of hold off here and make sure that this club can continue to stay healthy. The most exciting team as we move to the National League in baseball for me is the New York Mets. Right now, they lead the division by 6 games over the Atlanta Braves. They're 6.5 better than both the Phillies and Marlins, and they're 10 better than the woeful Nationals. But right now, they are one of the most well-rounded teams. They run the bases well. Buck Showalter has instilled discipline into this team. 1-9, they're a tough out in the batting order, and they're led now by Max Scherzer. They don't even have Jacob deGrom yet, and they've got Bassett and others pitching well. The bullpen's been pretty good when they've needed to be. So the Mets here at 20-10 lead the NL East. I think it'll be a 2-horse race in the NL Central from here to the end. Pittsburgh, Cubs, and Cincinnati Reds are all completely irrelevant. In fact, the Cincinnati Reds only have 6 wins this year. It's the worst in baseball. Clay Holmes, the relief pitcher for the Yankees, he has 4 wins himself. The Reds only have 2 more than Clay Holmes. And you take a look at this division. I mean, Milwaukee, St. Louis, I think they're probably going to go head-to-head here the rest of the year. Milwaukee, 19-11, they lead the division by 2 games. You look at Burns and Woodruff and Peralta. The problem with them is that lineup just cannot seem to put up really good numbers and produce on a consistent basis. St. Louis seems to be the opposite. They get the lineup, but they don't have as much of the bullpen and some of the starting pitching. We know that there are X factors galore on both of these teams. Nolan Arenado's had a great year so far for St. Louis. Milwaukee's kind of carried by that pitching staff, and then the bullpen back end with Josh Hader. If their offense starts to roll, I think Milwaukee will coast to the division title. And then in the NL West, the Dodgers, despite the fact that they're the best team in baseball in 19-8, they're only a game and a half better than San Diego as they wait for Tatis to come back. San Diego's been really, really good. 1-5 starting pitching. They give them a chance every single night. Manny Machado playing at an MVP level. Terrific stuff. San Francisco Giants. Are you kidding me right now? Rodon, great signing in the offseason from the White Sox. You've got Logan Webb, Alex Wood, pitchers galore, championship pedigree, Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford. I don't know where the heck a lot of these other guys come from. Mike Yastrzemski's in there. They've got speed. They've got a little bit of power, just enough, and they're pitching lights out and getting the timely hits they need. They're 17-12, and they look like they're not going anywhere after they shocked the hell out of us last year. Colorado and Arizona completely and utterly not going to have a chance in this division, but both teams off to solid starts, 16-13 respectively, 16-13, 16-14 respectively for the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. So there's a little around the bigs here for you in Major League Baseball as we're about 30 games in. Mike Lindsley with you. It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by our great friends over at Brewerton Ace Hardware, Rosie's Corner, myhottub.com, and Carvel of North Syracuse. If you're in and around Central New York, get on over to Carvel of North Syracuse, an amazing place. All your ice cream cakes, your soft serve, and a heck of a lot more. Carvel of North Syracuse is the official ice cream shop of the ML Sports Platter. Please like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And as I always tell you, enjoy the games.